It is now time for the Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters out there. Welcome, folks. I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you're looking for rocket fuel, because if you are, we've got it. We've got it in the markets, if you will. Right now, you've got the Dow futures are up 51 points, the ES Mini up 6, the NASDAQ up 12. Going around the world, over in Asia, start off in Asia, you had the Nikkei up 208 points. That was big, folks. You know, that's an index that trades out at 92.60. That's where they closed at last night. You had the Shanghai. They were up 23 points. You had the Hang Seng up 447. Gold right now trading out at 17.38 an ounce, up 20 bucks. Silver up 58 cents. That's trading out at 33.93. Light sweet crude up at the 102 level, almost 101.88. 877-927-6648. Feel free to give us a call, folks. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Hopefully you had a great Valentine's Day, and, you know, must have been all the chocolate that was being eaten around the world, because everybody's on a sugar high, if you will. You know, and the markets are on a sugar high as well right now. What I've got up on my screen, I've got the S&P 500 futures contract. It's the 30-minute chart that we've got up there, and what you can see, there's a red line going across the top. What is that red line, folks? Almost like in your car, if you were redlining, if you will. That red line, that is the May 2nd swing point. That is the low on the May 2nd swing point on the futures contract. You're looking at 1354.75. You're trading out at 1353.75. But last night, sometime around the 9:30, 10 o'clock time frame, the S&P futures got up over that area. We're going to take a look at these markets. We'll take a look at any markets that you'd like. You can give us a call, 877-927-6648, and talk about having a candy fix, if you will. How about those sweet Detroit Red Wings? Game number 21 in a row at home. You know, folks, if you like seeing a winner, which everybody does, right? We all love winners. How would you like to be a Detroit Red Wings fan, going to every home game and seeing nothing but wins during the last 3 months? You know, so they set a record last night. I think it was like a 80-year record. Now, I know there's probably some Boston Bruins fans that are listening in right now, and they're saying that there should be asterisks all over the place or something like that. Well, we'll see, you know, how that works out. But it's great. You know, sports are great. Talk about the New York Knicks. You know, they talk about, what are they calling it? Linsanity, if you will. You know, so that's a great story as well. And you've got a great story in life. You know, we started off the week really with a bummer, with bad news, if you will. And, you know, the Whitney Houston stuff, and that's still, you know, going to go on. And it is a sad situation, but would be even more sad is for us to not learn something from that. Because, you know, what I like to trade are patterns that are out here. I trade patterns that work 70% of the time. That means 30% of the time, folks, they're not going to win. Or they're not going to, you know, it's not going to work out. Is that a good trading set of patterns? 70 versus 30? Are you kidding me? It absolutely is. I want you to understand these patterns in the markets. I want you to understand the patterns that go on in your life. I want you to understand why it is that we do the things we do. I also want you to understand, you know, there's a beautiful place that I go to every day. You know, we pop that up over my left shoulder here. It's taken me over to Hawaii. This is Lanai, Hawaii. Why? Because it puts me into a peak state. You always want to put yourself into a peak state when you are making a decision. And the reality is the universe is constantly testing us. It is always having us make decisions. So you want to be able to put yourself into a peak mental state, because there's no unresourceful people, folks, right? Just unresourceful states. That was the issue. If you will, take a look at the dichotomy there. Take a look at the dichotomy of the state that Whitney Houston was in, you know, on, Saturday, I guess it was, on Saturday. Take a look at the state of the Detroit Red Wings and the team. Take a look at the New York Knicks, if you will. Take a look at your state. Which are the two states that you want to live in, and how quickly can you change it, folks? You can change it in a heartbeat. Now, you know, yesterday I talked a little bit about, you know, the three, if you will, the three kind of psychologies that each of us have experienced in our life. And all I'm really doing is bringing it to the forefront. I talked about the dabbler, if you will, talked about the stressor, and talked about the master. You know, for us, for you, for everything that we do in our life, it really should be about mastery. It should be about being able to master something. When you master something, you know, what it means, folks, is that, you know, so oftentimes I'll say what stops, you know, what gets in our way, if you will, are problems, right? But oftentimes we think our biggest problem is our current problem. It's not. That's not our biggest problem. You know, the larger problem is being able to step back and understand what it is that motivates you to be able to take action. So right now, I want you to take some action, folks. Each of you must have a piece of paper somewhere nearby you. If not, just grab a piece of paper, if you will, and I want you to split that piece of paper in half. Put a line right down the center of that paper, a vertical line and a horizontal line, if you will. So we're going to have 4 different quadrants in that piece of paper. Now, what I want you to do in the left-hand box is draw an arrow. Going from the left-hand box over to that right-hand box. And so you've got that going horizontally. Then I want you to draw a vertical arrow in that right-hand box going down to the bottom in the right-hand corner. Now take another arrow, come over horizontally, pointing over this way to the left, if you will. Make sure, it doesn't have to be neat. Folks, this is not a perfection exercise. Take that last box and take an arrow and draw it upward, just like the markets, if you will, right now with the Dow trading up 51. So we got our arrows right now. I want you to write down 4 words in those quadrants because, folks, put this on your desk. If you want to understand, if you're looking for motivation, you don't have to get it from myself. In fact, you shouldn't get it from me. You should get it from yourself. You should understand what it is that motivates you, or how about all of the other people in your life? Well, up in that upper left-hand box, I want you to write the word potential. And P-O-T-E-N-I-T-I, or something like that, T-I-A-L. I'm not going to spell it for you, but I want you to write that word potential in that box because, folks, that's where it all starts. When you take a look at anything that you're doing in life, if it's the money game, if you will, what is your potential? Well, we'll talk about that. In the right-hand box, I want you to write the word action. Write action because potential has to lead to action. If you think you've got large potential, which you do, because your potential, folks, the reality is it's unlimited. It's only limited by yourself. It is not limited by a state of resources. If you say you don't have enough time, you don't have enough money, sometimes people will say they're too old. Folks, how old was Ray Kroc when he started McDonald's? Pretty sure it was like 54 or so. How about Sam Walton when he started Walmart? Do you think he started at 18, 28, 38? Folks, your potential is absolutely unlimited. So potential in the upper left-hand corner, action in the upper right-hand corner. Now, down below that action is going to lead to a result, folks. And that result, if you're trading patterns and you're trading patterns that win 70% of the time and lose 30% of the time, are you going to be upset with that result? No, because you can expect it. That's what masters do. Masters understand that there's going to be problems because life is just simply about solving problems. We're looking to solve problems or unlock the key to the marketplace. Well, folks, I'm giving you the Holy Grail. How often does somebody give you the Holy Grail? That's why I want to make sure you're doing this exercise. So now we've got potential, action. Down below, you've got the word results. Now, let's complete it. Let's finish it off in the lower left-hand corner. It's called belief. Well, what kind of belief system do you think Whitney Houston had on Saturday? What kind of belief do you think Lynn Sanity and the New York Knicks have? What type of belief do you think the Red Wings have? You choose, folks. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to emulate? You see, success is always leaving us clues. And I want you to be successful. I want you to have that unlimited success. So if you've got those 4 boxes, which you should, I want you to keep those. I want you to paste those up somewhere near a monitor, somewhere right on your wall. I want you to take a look at that. And when you wake up in the morning and we talk about put yourself in a peak physical state, take yourself to a place of strength immediately. And then what are you going to do with it? You're going to visualize it. All of you folks, you love Tom O'Brien. You listen to Tom O'Brien. You hear him talk about what you think about, you bring about. Well, folks, it all starts about what you think about. It all starts with understanding your potential, and I want you to understand your potential is only limited by yourself. Remember a couple weeks ago we talked about how to make the impossible possible is get rid of the I am in that word. We are the only ones that stand in our way of success. It is not resources, because I will show you time and time again the people with the most resources in the world are the most miserable. That doesn't mean that's what you have to look forward to. It's just that you can take a look at that. It's just a way to be able to blow apart that BS, that before Steve excuse, as a reason for you to not take action. When you understand, folks, your potential, then what you want to be able to do is you want to take what kind of action? Yes, I hear it. I can hear it. It's grumbling. It's massive action that you take. Why massive action? When you take massive action, folks, that's where all of the extraordinary rewards are. When you take massive action, you're going to get a result. What kind of result? Well, when you set yourself up to succeed, and it's understanding patterns, your own pattern in life, folks, make sure that you choose a system that's going to give you a win. This is not, playing the money game is not about your next trade. If you think your current problem is your biggest problem because you're in a losing trade, that's not it. Your bigger problem is how it is that you're approaching the money game. If you believe that what's going to get you to financial freedom, if you will, is just working hard for a living, is just working for somebody, how many of you out there can actually raise your hand and say that that is the solution? That's not it. What you got to do, you got to work hard for your money, but then you got to make your money work harder for you. And the way to do that is to play the money game, understand your potential, take massive action, folks, get results. These patterns, Basil's patterns, Tom's patterns, because, folks, when you do that, you'll have a belief system like the Detroit Red Wings or the New York Knicks or anybody else you want in life, folks. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. It is wonderful Wednesday. Hope you're having a great day, folks. Let's go take a look at these markets now. Let's go start off with the Dow futures. And, we're talking about a little bit of rocket ship fuel, if you will. Maybe a little sugar high, a little sugar buzz. Nothing like that after the day after Valentine's Day. We're looking at the futures contract, and what you can see here, May 2nd. We've been talking about this May 2nd. It's been an RSVP invitation out there. There's been a pattern that I have drawn, this 1.618 butterfly that we've had on our screen here, and it was always, how in the heck are we going to get up there? Certainly we're getting up there on lighter volume, if you will. The high on this candle out here, 12,873. You're trading out right now at 12,889. That is on the Dow futures, if you will. So you're up and over. So, folks, it's going to be important to take a look at where does the futures contract close at this evening, and 12,895 was also the 1.618 butterfly. So you got a number of different patterns that are out here now. Let's do this, folks. Let's go ahead and let's turn this to a weekly chart, because here's the reality. The reality is this is the May 2nd swing point that we're looking at on the weekly chart. And if you get up over this swing point, doesn't matter whether you get up over on lighter volume or not, you close up over it, that says you're going to travel to the next swing point. So you've got to come all the way over to the left. Where do we come to when we take a look at that next swing point? Well, folks, that takes us into 2008. We go all the way from 2011 all the way over to 2008. You go to the May 08 highs out there. You've got 13,140. 13,140, in fact, is the swing point that is out there. That 13,140 looks to me like that was a bullish engulfing candle. And, folks, that started, the major leg, if you will, as we take a look at the market. So it's certainly going to be as your pilot, if you will. I'm putting that turbulence sign, if you will, out there. And but that's what you got to take a look at if you do close over this. Now, this is the weekly chart that we're looking at, right? So that means on a weekly basis, you got to close over 12,873. We're going to watch that today on a daily basis as well. Let's go take a look at the daily on the ES Mini. We were taking were we looking at that? I think we were looking at the I think we had that up on the screen. Now, let's because what's the other pattern that's out there that we have to be aware of? And you definitely want to be aware of patterns out here. So what we're taking a look at, if you close inside, this is on the futures contract right now. It'll be the same thing on the index. We can take a look at the index, certainly after the market opens. But what you've got here, folks, is if you take a look at that May 2nd area, the low there, 1354.75, you're trading just underneath it. Now, you close inside that candle. Then what it's telling us is it wants to go test the top. You go test the top of that candle. What else do you have out there? Well, just slightly above it in the 1378-ish range, if you will. You've got another 1.618 butterfly coming off of those October 27th, 2011 high. That's going down to this pattern here that the A point on this was if you're really taking a look at ABCs, you would have, in essence, three patterns completing right there. You would have the larger A to B equals C to D on the futures contract. You'd be coming down to the October 4th lows. You would go all the way up to the highs on October 27th. Then you'd have that November 25th area. That becomes our C point, a 1-to-1. A to B equals C to D, takes you right up here in this 1388 range. You then have a 1.618 expansion off of October 27th down to the November 25th area. That's just, another couple more points above that. Looks like that was probably 1368. So the A to B equals C to D is at 1368. The 1.618 expansion off of these two swing points is about 1378. That would take you up over the May 2nd high. That happens to be 1373. You'd have three patterns coming together right there at the same time. And because we know we are up over this area here on lighter volume, there's several levels of support on the way down. The one that is the most major, if you will, is the one that is right there at October 27th. That used to be our resistance on the way up. Once you get over a resistance area, folks, that turns into support. And just for the heck of it, let's just do this. Let me get rid of a couple of things out here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what would be the retracement of that full A to B equals C to D. So let's assume that that's what happens. Let's go up to the top of the swing point, and what we will see is just simply a 0.382 would take you down into that bar of October 27th. I would expect that, any pullback, folks, that, wouldn't pull back beyond the 1290, the 1289 area, although I don't expect that a pullback will even take us back that far. Let's go take a look at what's going on inside the NASDAQ futures here. We'll take a look at the NASDAQ futures. Let's pop that up on the screen. And, that little puppy dog doesn't want to stop. That has got a 1.618 expansion. That's a 1.618 expansion off of October 27th. But you come out here to the highs of July 27th, I believe that's a 1.272 expansion. You gotta love expansion, folks. I hope you're expanding in your life each and every day. Thanks for being here. When we get back, we'll go see how these markets are gonna pop. We'll be right back, folks.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com under newsletter. Hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. TFNN has an exciting announcement. As part of our Go Long America contest, Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes will be hosting 4 live in-person workshops that are absolutely free to attend. Denver on February 21st, Spokane on February 22nd, San Francisco on February 23rd, all from 6:30 till 9:30 in the evening, followed up by Boston on Saturday morning, March 3rd. Steve Rhodes will show you how to understand the power of 1% and how to master probability, along with avoiding getting stopped out of trades early, while Tom O'Brien will speak about the intense trading power of Tiger Gartley and butterfly patterns. All of these workshops are completely free to attend. Come see Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes live at one of these free workshops as part of the Go Long America Tour. For more information and to reserve your seat today, visit the front page of TFNN.com and click on the Go Long America Tour banner.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. You got the Dow up 18 points, S&P's up 3, Composite up 12, Small Caps up 3, Apple leading the charge on the way up. You got Apple up $6, another gap up in Apple, trading out at 515.63. Isn't that a thing of beauty, watching that little space shuttle take off, if we will. We're still back in the space mission, if you will. Of course, living here in Florida, that's one thing I do miss is, them putting that space shuttle program to bed, if you will. Leading also on the way up, when you take a look at the dollar gainers out there, point gainers, you got WellCare Health, symbol WCG. They're trading up $6.55. You've got Cimarex Energy. Not sure if I pronounced that properly, but you've got that up now $7, symbol on that, XEC. Apple is number 3, up $7, as I said. You got Abercrombie and Fitch, ANF. We're going to go take a look at that stock. That's up $4.34. Toyota, they're up $3. What's that all about? Well, we take a look at the little rocket ship that we had over in the Nikkei. That will help us understand there. On the downside, you've got Weight Watchers. They're down about $3.50, trading out at $75.75. That's down 4%. You've got Broad Vision down about $2. Willis Group Holdings, they're down about 3.5. Fossil Inc., they're down again today, down a couple bucks. Owens Corning, they are down $1.50. 877-927-6648. Let's go over to Asia. Let's go take a look at that Nikkei, since we were talking a little bit about Toyota. And what you've got up on my screen here, you're going to see that the Nikkei just simply took off last night. That had some sake fuel, if you will. That's how the Nikkei is powered, if you will. Nikkei up 208 points last night. Traded all the way, closed out at 92.60, if you will. You can see that is this 618 retracement off of the July 22nd highs. That is up over this swing point. I don't have the volume here, but you gapped up. Doesn't matter on this case here. When I take a look at volume, you can see that you gapped up yesterday. Now the Nikkei's got a bunch of gaps on the way up and on the way down. So let's just take those gaps and maybe kind of throw those off to the side, not put as much emphasis inside that. You did close up over this swing point that you've got right here. This swing point going back to October 31st all the way down to the lows. So, it's in an area here where you would expect to see some resistance. You would expect where you've got a 1.272 expansion off of a swing point. That would be right here at the 94 area. And if we come back to this swing point right here from July 21st, we'll probably find out is that's the 0.786 area where these guys sort of hook up with each other. And that is, in fact, the case. So, you can take a look for the Nikkei to try to get into the 93.80 range. You got the Dow trading down right now, down 7 points. Is this a pop and a drop? Well, it is nothing like the fight of the bulls and the bears out there. Take a look at yesterday's action. The bears were in control all the way up to about 3:34 in the afternoon. When the bulls step in, they took over. Let's go take a look at the indexes, see what we've got out here. This is the S&P Daily. The S&P Daily has still, let me get rid of that squiggly line there. We don't want that. We want the straight line, the straight horizontal line. The S&P still has not gotten up to the May 2nd lows there. Low on the May 2nd in the SPX is 1358.59, trading out at 1352.60 right now. That little puppy that wants to get up there. It wants to touch it. It wants to tag it badly. Let's go take a look at the Dow out here and see what the Dow is doing. Now, the Dow has been up and over and above May 2nd. The high there is 12,876. Yesterday, you closed above it on February the 9th when you closed out at 12,898. You're right inside that. You're trading out at 12,871 right now. And again, that number that you're looking for is 12,876. So on the Dow, you can see we've got a move of a move, 100% move of a move taking place. We've got this 1.618 butterfly that has completed. And now all the other indexes are just trying to complete their patterns out here. Let's go take a look at the other three, or the other two, I should say. Well, we can take a look at the other three. We can take a look at the New York Stock Exchange. We'll do that. Let's go take a look at, first, let's take a look at the small caps. What are the small caps doing? The small caps showing their weakness for sure. Now, their weakness, folks, what I'm talking about is, here is the May 2nd area that no, it's not the May 2nd, that's July. Let's come all the way back out here to the May 2nd area here in the small caps. So you can see this red horizontal line that we've got coming across. If I just simply come down to the low portion of the bar, low portion of that bar on the small caps would get you up to 854.28. It is not it's not anywhere near there. You're trading out at 821. If we just simply take our retracement ruler, go from the high of that May 2nd all the way down to the low that was put in on October 4th, you are above that 0.786. You did gap up over it. And so right now, all you're doing is you're just forming here a little island, if you will, as you can see, that's forming. Now that, and just really a sideways movement. So no conviction as we're seeing inside the S&P, as we're seeing inside the Dow, and certainly conviction inside the NASDAQ. Let's go take a look at the NDX 100. Is there any pattern out there that we can see other than just simply rocket fuel? As far as gaps, you've got several gaps inside the NDX 100. And, but today's doesn't look like an exhaustion gap. You would simply have pushed up much higher out there. If we take a look at the NDX 100, heck, the 1.272 expansion of its highs going back to July 27th all the way down to the low that was put in on August the 9th. Is 2548. We are well above that. So where's the 1.272? This would be pretty amazing. Let's go take a look at the 1.618. 1.618 has got the 2687 written all over it. You're at 2583. Oh, that would be one heck of a push out there. Going to need Apple to not at all give up and make sure that Apple continues with its fueling system. Of course, Apple's going to need some fueling in the air, if you will, because it's nowhere near planet Earth. Let's continue taking a look at the indexes out here. We'll go take a look at the New York Stock Exchange. There we've got the full breadth of the marketplace. Let's take a look at what we have here on the New York Stock Exchange. Let's go to our May 2nd high. You can see how far off of that we are. The New York Stock Exchange, folks, the low there is 86.34. You're trading out at 8,035. That would require about probably about another 8% move in order to get up there. So you can see where things are maybe tilted a little bit here. Let's take a look and see what are we looking at from a retracement from May 2nd all the way down into that October 4th area. Well, you are inside. You're in between floors, if you will, right now. You're in between the 618 and the 786 area. And oftentimes when you're there, you'll go up to the next floor. What's that next floor on the New York Stock Exchange? That would get you right up here into this 82 area, it looks like here. Wish I could make those numbers just a little bit larger. If you think they're hard for you to read, you should sit on this side of the desk, if you will. It looks like 82.25 is the 0.786 retracement on there. What else do we have? Really not much other than where the downdraft really started, which was on July 27th. This is the daily chart, and you can see that when the market did decide to start moving down, it was really July 27th that started that tumble all the way down. Only took about 8, 9, 10 trading sessions to go from the $8,300 area down into the $6,800 range. That is why you use stops, folks, because no matter what, we don't know where the markets are going to go. We've got good probability. We can use systems that give us great odds, meaning 70% chances of winning. You use the right money management structure in place, folks. That is how you get your money to work hard for you. And there is nothing like having your money working for you while you're napping or out playing or you're out working hard and trying to put more money in that basket. In fact, make sure, folks, that you go over to our homepage. If you are in the Denver area, we would love to see you. Tom and I are going to be there a week from yesterday. We're going to be at the Marriott Tech Center. That's going to be February 21st. A week from today, I'm going to be in Spokane. Haven't been to Spokane. Looking forward to getting there. And folks, and thank you to all of you that are listening. Please tell your friends. The group so far, I haven't seen what the attendance is, but it's not anywhere near as strong as I want it to be. So please, and the commercial says that I'm going to teach about the 1% and so forth, and that's true. But what I'm really going to do in each of these places, I'm going to teach you how to manifest whatever it is that you want in life. I will show you the way to do that. I will absolutely give you the holy grail, not just of trading, but the holy grail of life, folks, and that's really what it's all about. So I really want to be able to shake your hand. The reality is I want hugs. We want hugs. Doesn't matter whether they're bear hugs or bull hugs, if you will. So join us. That is going to be a week from today at the Doubletree Hilton in Spokane. Then on Thursday, Tom and I will be in San Francisco. You talk about a whirlwind trip, folks, here. We're going to be there on Thursday, February 23rd. That's going to be at the Intercontinental in San Francisco, and then up to Boston. I wish we had a Boston Red Wings game going on, but we don't. But Tom and I will be up there Saturday morning. We'll be going from 9 to 12 on Saturday at the Boston Burlington Marriott. Please go over to the homepage at TFNN.com. Sign up for that. Join us. It's going to be a great bash, if you will. And I can't think of more education, more information that's going to be compacted into a 3-hour session. So a beautiful thing. And if you do sign up and you can't join us, please let us know, just simply so that we can make sure that we've got the proper room size for our event. So let's continue taking a look at the markets here. Let's go take a look at what is popping, what is dropping, if you will. Let's go take a look at this Cimarex Energy. Let me close this stuff down here. Let's just go over this little button right there. The symbol on that is going to be XEC, and that is trading up $7, and that didn't work real well. Looks like we might have a battery problem here with this keyboard. XEC, there we go. You can see how that has gapped up with some volume. Right now, we're only, about 15 minutes into the trading session. You've got 844,000 shares. You are up over this consolidation area. You can see how Cimarex Energy has been consolidating here going back to August 2011. The highest swing point that you've got out here is September 1st, has 3 million shares. So you've got the volume, certainly at least in the first 15 minutes to start taking on that area. Once you are up over, where is it coming into? Well, it's coming into the downdraft area. Look at this downdraft right here that you've got. Really, you've got the downdraft on August the 4th. You did 3.2 million shares as well. You are inside that downdraft. Where is Cimarex likely going to? Well, when you take a look at a chart, folks, what you want to do is you want to come over. You want to find the highest volume bar. You want to take a look at where is the real supply line, if you will. And, in this case here, Cimarex could be making its way up into the 90-92 area. That is from May the 6th, 2011, had 5.7 million shares. It's going to have some work in order to get all the way back up there. And let's go to our first caller on the line. Let's go to Mike in Lakeland. Mike, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Yeah. Hey, Steve. Good morning. We're also doing a trial, and you do a lot of work on your letter, so thank you. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I got two questions for you. One, I'm just curious, did you guys go long? I know that you were calling for the bounce in November, long before everyone around, the 1292 area. Did you go long at that time? And if not, what was the thinking at that time?
So November, you're talking about November 25th?
Yeah, because it was yourself. Because I remember you saying, "Hey, this thing's going to bounce and could run up there." And I was just curious. I don't think you went long, but I was just
did not go
why
long.
Not?
Yeah, did not go long on November 25th. We did go long along the way, and you can see the trades that we did because included in the newsletter is a link at the bottom that will take you to all the trades. What we did do is we were inside the financials. We had I think we were in the tech sector for a bit as well. And, what happened was it's just kind of a shame, if you will, that it was the Friday after Thanksgiving. As you were saying, you've got a trial subscription of the newsletter, and so you know how much time and energy goes into that. And so every now and then you've got to take a break. And, before...
Well, you made the call, because I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, you made the call.
Yeah, I gave my subscribers on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving a couple of possible trades, depending on how things close. But we didn't get in. We did not get in on the 25th out there, but we did get in on some piece of the action that was out there.
Thank you. The other question I just had, and maybe this might be more for Tom when you guys are together on the next hour. I know Tom uses volume much more than I think you do.
I use it, yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys ever use it? I get kind of hung up on the quality volume. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
But I use it a different way of looking at it. Volume at price, off on the side. And when you do that volume at price, I mean, when you look at like the SPYs, I mean, you see this huge, and if you go back years, this huge cement level, if you will, on the SPYs between that 110 and 115. It's just a little different way of looking at it.
Well, that's cool. So what chart are you looking at? Are you looking at a monthly?
Well, exactly.
Okay, so I'll pull up a monthly, and here, tell me what you're looking at then on the SPY.
If you look at the SPY, and if your charting service has a rather than showing volume at the bottom, they show volume at price. It'll be on the left-hand margin.
Yeah. And
it'll show you where the volume is at the price levels. And to me, it just seems to make a whole lot more sense.
Yeah.
And visually, I don't know if you can do that or not.
Well, we're going to commercial break. My volume on the monthly on the SPY for some reason is not working, but I can put up the weekly. Right. I can't put it off the right-hand side, but go ahead and stay with us. Mike, 877-927-6648. Dow's off 31, S&P's up 1. You got gold. Where's gold trading up? Gold should be up about $20 or so. $18. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you seek to maximize your returns. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider, David White. What are you waiting for? Go to thefrontoftfnn.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the opening call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave and very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And stay tuned because it is a wonderful Wednesday. Following this show, you got Tom and I doing the Money Masters. Then we go to Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento. Later on this afternoon, you've got David White and then the Tom O'Brien Show. Just a great lineup for you. And we are on the phone with Mike in Lakeland, just discussing volume, if you will. And you've got the Dow futures are down 20, not the Dow futures, the Dow's down 23, S&P is up 2. And I do have the SPYs on my chart. Of course, I've got an intraday. I've got a 5-minute chart on my screen. But so volume, you were just simply talking about. Give me an idea how do you use volume from a trading perspective? Mike, are you there? We might have lost Mike. We lost the connection. There was beautiful blue skies that we had out here between Tampa and Clearwater. That's okay. So, but I know Mike, he'll call back in and we can talk a little bit more about volume. But here's one thing that I absolutely do want to say. Well, at least one thing I want to say about volume. Then we'll just focus on the charts that we've got out here. You can go back and take a look at chart after chart, stock chart after stock chart. And if you go take a look at when a stock falls out of bed, where does it go to? I guarantee you what you're going to see as an area, your first area of support is going to be those high volume bars. And if it hasn't made its way all the way down there, that is where it is heading. And so, and volume is great. There's a couple different ways to use volume. When we take a look at quality volume, one of the great things in the art of the chart, the software that Tom and David are creating here, is it helps to understand that power law vector indicator, which is really great in between swing points. And Mike, you know that I include some of David's charts inside my newsletter from time to time, just simply to give you an idea of the strength behind that move, that you have. And I think that that's important. It's always good to take a look at strength behind a move when you're taking a look at ABCs as well. Now, we take a look at volume, if you will, on these SPYs. Now, the SPYs here, I've just got a 5-minute chart. And what is very cool about the charting software application here that we're looking at is it helps you to measure swing points, helps you to measure sacred geometry, how quickly, in an instant, folks. And what you can see, you had the SPY gap up this morning, got up to a high of 135.71. When it got up there, it made a 2.618 expansion off of this swing point here, which was at 140 in the afternoon on February 14th, Valentine's Day yesterday. You've got a 1.618. You've got two swing points here. This says 1.72, but that's close enough to 1.618 that we've got measured out here at 9:50 on February the 14th as well. So you've got two areas here where you've got a 1.618, a 2.618 expansion. You've got a 1.272 expansion. Again, folks, we're using the 5-minute chart out here. This is actually going back to February the 13th, so you've got a 1.272 expansion off there, and you come all the way across, and what we know that we're doing is, in essence, you're making a move of a move. This is on the intraday chart here. This takes us back into the February 9th time frame, so it would make sense that just simply from an expansion, just simply the way that sacred geometry works, simply the way that somehow math is able to identify fear and greed, if you will, that here's an area where it pops up there, starts to pull back. Now we take a look at the pullback. Now in that first 5-minute session, you did 3.5 million shares. Just to look for clues, if you will. As you came off of that high, you came off with 4.7 million shares. Okay, got volume picking up on the way down. Then you go to the next 9:45. Now you're down to 3.3 million. And what you're coming into is you're coming into yesterday when the bulls took over, when the buyers took over. And the type of volume you had there, you had 5.5 million shares. That was going into the close the last 5 minutes. You had 6.8 million shares. In order to break this thing down, what you're going to see is you're going to have volume. You're going to have conviction on the way down there. Now, likewise, on the way up, you've got to have conviction. And we know in this marketplace, the only conviction is that we love being here with you. So stay tuned, folks. Have a great morning. Tom and I will be up next. Please go to the homepage at TFNN.com. If you're in Denver, Spokane, San Francisco, or Boston, we look forward to giving you bear and bull hugs. Take care, folks.